Hey, what's going on YouTube? This is Sever7, and today we are checking out the Titanium Kershaw Iridium with the ultimate goal of seeing if it's worth adding to your collection or your daily carry rotation. Now, this knife was sent to the channel by the Lefty Pass-Around group for review, and the designer is in-house at Kershaw, and the OEM is Kershaw. So jumping right into it, we've got smooth titanium front and back scales. We have this really nice gold anodized hardware, except for the pocket clip hardware, which is kind of a bummer. We have a medium carry stamped steel pocket clip. It is reversible. And this is sporting a crossbar lock, which typically I don't like. Let me clean this blade off. Which typically I don't like, but this one's a little bit different. We do have T8 for the pivot screw and then T6s for the body screws and the pocket clip screws. We've got this, I want to say it's a G10 or a plastic backspacer, and then we have a spot for a lanyard. Now, as far as the ergonomics, this knife isn't very big, but if I choke up on it, I can get a comfortable 4-finger grip. If I choke back, I still have just enough room to get a 4-finger grip, but it's not the most, like if your hands are bigger than mine, I wear a large size glove, your pinky's going to be falling off. And if you choke up, then you'll have just enough room for all 4 fingers. This isn't necessarily the best choke up spot though, because if you touch that tip, you're going to get cut. So, I would say if you have large or medium, small size hands, this is a great size for you. Otherwise, you might want to go with the regular size. This is the mini iridium. I should clarify that. They do have full size iridiums, and aluminum, carbon fiber, stuff like that. But this one, definitely, if your hands are any bigger than mine, I would steer clear. Now, as far as comfort goes, this is a comfortable knife. Nice. It's a comfortable knife. Everything's been kind of knocked down, rounded. There's no like points or anything crazy. The only hot spot would be this pocket clip, and it's only if you're really bearing down on it. Like if you're squeezing it hard, then the fat of your hand is going to be pushing up against this. And, after a little while, it's going to kind of hurt a little bit. Nothing crazy. And this isn't really the type of knife you want to bear down on. But if you do, just know that there's a little bit of a hot spot right here, depending on how you're holding it. This is super, super lightweight. It's pretty butt heavy, considering that you'd rather it be closer to the pivot. You'd rather it be like right here. But with it being titanium construction and the blade being super thin and light, that kind of explains why the balance is going to be favoring the butt. Nothing wrong with favoring the butt, guys. All right. Now, the jimping on this is fairly deep. I'm going to say it's semi-functional. Like you can lock into it if you're not going crazy, but I can also push past it, right? So functional jimping would be something that would really just lock you in, but this isn't fine-tooth jimping. I mean, what is that, like 5 jimps, 6 jimps? So the only thing really keeping you locked in is that it's fairly deep jimping, but I wouldn't bet my life on it. You know what I'm saying? We are sporting a nice drop point blade. We've got a satin finish with a really handsome swedge up top. This is flat ground, so it's going to be a fairly good slicer. And we're rocking CPM S35 VN, which is going to have good toughness, good edge retention, but it's really corrosion resistant. So this is tougher than M390, and it's going to be easier to sharpen than M390. Now, the reason I said before that I don't typically care for crossbar locks is because they don't have resistance, right? They don't have a detent ball, and they don't have a detent. Whenever you flick a crossbar lock open, the only thing you have to overcome is the spring tension within the crossbar. And the spring tension isn't anything, it's just not hard to do. And I say it all the time, and I'll say it again. A lot of people say, look how smooth it is. It's not smooth. There's just no friction. It's not touching anything, right? So, like, if I wave my hand in the air and I'm not touching anything, I'm not going to say that's smooth. This isn't smooth. This is just me move my hand. Now, if I rub my hand across something, I can say this is smooth, right? There has to be some friction there. With a crossbar lock, if you pull it down all the way, there's no friction, right? So it's the lack of a tactile feel that makes me kind of steer away from crossbar locks. With this one, though, it makes up with the acoustics, specifically on the way down. So I really enjoy the acoustics, but also the feedback I get. Whenever I deploy the knife, I can feel not really a vibration, but I can feel the force throughout the knife. And then, son of a. And then whenever I drop it, the blade bounces a little bit and it causes a vibration through the, through the handle. So even though I'm not getting a detent, I'm still getting a tactile satisfaction out of fidgeting the knife. And for me, that's good enough. So I actually really enjoy this because it's not just a thud and a thud. There's some tactile feedback that I'm still getting to enjoy. And it's quite fidgety. So I genuinely enjoy this crossbar lock. So much so that I really don't want to give it back to the pass around group. I might try to buy it. And I've said that about a few knives now. But I like the size. I like the feel. I like the fact that it's all titanium. Don't care for the T6s, and I would probably re-anodize the hardware like a blue because I'm partial to blue. But overall, I'm a pretty big fan of the knife. It is lefty friendly in the aspect of it's an ambidextrous locking system, and it's a reversible pocket clip. I will say these are a limited run. I believe there's some still up on the website, but it's a Kershaw exclusive. Sorry, I'm bad left-handed. It's a Kershaw exclusive, and I think they only made 200. Now, the price on them, I want to say they were like $229, not on sale. And then if they were on sale, it was like 180-ish. You might have to double check me. But I remember thinking that's pretty expensive for what it is. Oh, it was 194. So I think 194 is the persistent price. But just shy of $200, for titanium and S35VN on a crossbar lock, like, I mean, if this was American made, just like they have their Bel Air, their carbon fiber Bel Air is like 150. I mean, if they took this up to 195, $200 and did titanium and S35 VN, I would say that's awesome. $200 for USA made. But this is made in China. So why it's $50 more than the Bel Air, I don't really understand. I mean, I know it's a limited run, but I think it's priced too high. I would have been a lot happier either this being USA made for around $200. I mean, USA made, they could have even gone to 220, and I would have been perfectly fine with it. But with it not being USA made, I mean, I honestly would like to see this at like 160, maybe 165. because it's just a Chinese titanium crossbar lock with S35EN. I mean, Concept and Kershaw pump those out for around 160 all day long. You can probably find it cheaper than that. So, I, I think if you're a big Kershaw fan and, you like the things that I've said about this knife, then I'd say go for it. Right? I mean, it's the difference of like 30, $35 from where I'd like to see it, which considering the price point, that's a lot. You're talking 15-ish% overpriced. But, it's not so bad that if you really like this knife like I do, then it's totally worth getting. It's a good knife. But yeah, I'm not necessarily telling everyone to run out and pick this knife up. I mean, I genuinely think it's expensive for what you're getting, unless I'm missing something. But I don't think I am. I know what the materials are and I know where it's made. So, would I carry this knife? I mean, absolutely. I just said that I was, considering buying it from the pass-around group, and I like the size. I like the ergos. I really like everything about the knife. Would this be something that landed in my collection? No, this wouldn't be a collector for me. This would just be a daily user. And that's about it. So, not recommendable to everybody, but if you like it and you just want to know it's a good knife, it is. And if you like Kershaw or if you like titanium crossbar locks, if you like the knife, then if buying it, you're going to be happy about it. You know what I mean? Overall length, and I kind of jumped ahead. Overall length is 6.9 inches. We have a blade length of 3 inches and a blade to handle ratio of 0.76 or 76%. And we have a total weight of 2.9 ounces. Size comparison up against the Civivi Brazen. The Brazen dwarfs it by about 1.5 inches. Up against the Civivi Altus. And the Altus has it beat by right around 0.5 inch. We'll go ahead and do the Real Steel Sylph. Absolutely fantastic value. And the Sylph has it beat by, it doesn't look like much from your guys' perspective, but in reality, it's got it beat by, I'd say about 0.5 inch. So you can see, I mean, it definitely is a mini iridium. Lightweight, pocketable, not going to take up room in your pocket. And I could recommend this for gym shorts. If you're going on a jog or something and just need something light, this would be perfect for that. So, tell me in the comments, is this something that would make it into your collection, or would it make it into your daily carry rotation? And if not, why not? Now, links for this knife will be provided down in the description. I don't have any discount codes for Kershaw. I don't even know if they have any discount codes. So, if you go to the website and it's on sale, fantastic. If not, it'll be, right around $200. So if you like the video, hit the like button. If you want to see more videos like this, please subscribe. And until the next time, love the support. Love you guys. You've been amazing. Peace.